Hello and welcome to Reddit on Reddit, the internet's auditory version of Reddit. I'm Nelson Allingham, joined by Michael Cambo Campbell.
Absolute pleasure for you to be here.
Yeah, that's right. Cambo, we've had... I've claimed that I am the youth correspondent.
Yeah, correct.
Many times, and you've scoffed and laughed and murmured under your breath.
Rightfully so.
As if that I have... rightfully so. Yeah, well, let's see about that. Okay. Should we, Cambo?
Yeah.
I won't go into as much detail as I did last time, but just a quick Spotify corn update.
Yes, great. Yeah.
We've got a lot of potential new listeners, maybe. I think.
Here for Reddit, I hope.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was like they just accidentally stumbled really into this podcast.
That's fine. We'll take people any way we can.
We got a lot of response from people sort of saying that we broke the fourth wall because they've been doing this for like years and never had any interaction. And now we finally have. So, yeah, there's a few people.
Is this in the comments on Spotify?
This is in the comments on Spotify. Lev said, thanks so much for letting us use your episodes for this, lol. And then Beatrice said, because then I asked, I had an additional question, which was, I wanted to know what percentage of people they knew in real life that they communicated with on Spotify through these Spotify comments.
Yeah.
And so, Beatrice commented back and said, we don't really know each other.
Yeah.
Like very rarely. There might be some people, but...
That doesn't surprise me too much.
Yeah, I just thought, I don't know, it might be like... I just thought it would be easier to word up your friends at school or something.
Oh, yeah.
And be like, hey, if you've got... The other thing they pointed out was like, it's a lot of people that have strict parents or something like that. Which is often why people using these Spotify comments.
Do you know what this feels like? This is the equivalent to we are the older kids outside of the liquor store or the bottle-o. It's like, we'll get you. You give us the money, we'll get you your booze.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It feels illegal, doesn't it?
It does feel
like what we're doing is illegal.
I don't remember what ground rules we set last time we talked about this. But I think it's fair to say they're welcome to use our comments. Go nuts. We're not using them anyway. So
go for it. Go for it.
But as a courtesy on your way out, if you want to leave a 5-star review, we're not going to say no.
Yeah.
Would you say that's fair?
Yeah, I think that's fair. And you know what? I'm pretty sure some people have already because that's we said it on as well.
Great.
But I think just an extra shout out to some of the guys that have provided some extra content. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
There's like Valentine, Louisa or Meowie or something. Definitely Kirby, Brian, Amelia. Appreciate all the comments that people have left. And in helping us kind of round out this bizarre kind of world that we uncovered.
But look, we're going to get into Reddit in a sec if you're here for this. But I also want to use the top of the show to shout out something that I was involved with. You might think, oh, God, he's doing another plug for cancelled movies, but it's not. That is still releasing, though. I always do forget to mention that. That is currently coming out. No, but I was involved in a stunt with Hamish and Andy this week where they made the world's tallest top hat. And they had to wear it and walk 10 meters. And the video just dropped on YouTube. It's very funny. But I know that some of our listeners enjoy Hamish and Andy. So I would say go watch that and just know that I filmed it.
Did you wear the top hat?
I did not wear the top hat.
Okay, well then I have a recommendation for listeners. Don't worry about it.
Every person that wore it was like, God, that's uncomfortable.
Yeah, I imagine.
It was too small for Hamish's head. And I think I have a bigger head than Hamish. So I was a bit like, that will never in a million years sit on my head.
So is this a world record, by the way?
Yes,
Is
but
that what the
but
point is? Yeah.
point of contention, not a Guinness World Record.
Oh, yeah. Who needs Guinness?
Well, that was the sentiment. Guinness charged you like 20 grand to come out and properly officiate.
I
So
mean,
what they
there's
did
stuff
is
that's like so stupid. Like I find Guinness World Record, or just honestly some of most world records, really stupid. I love the idea of like activities that people do semi-frequently. Let's track those, see who's the best at that thing. But I was listening to a podcast the other day, and somebody had the Guinness World Record for biggest toothbrush.
Yeah.
They made the biggest toothbrush.
Yeah.
It's like we don't need a record for that.
They would have paid like 20 grand for that.
Yeah, like why?
Yes. So
why did you need to? And to me, it's like, oh, they made the biggest toothbrush. But I imagine, like the very next day, somebody could just be like, okay, I'll just make one bigger.
Do a bigger one. I think
it's not like a challenge. It's just like, oh, I have decided today to create a big
honestly,
toothbrush.
I think that is what happens until you realize, like, oh no, but then I have to pay for them to officiate. It's not worth the money making the new world's biggest toothbrush.
Yeah. It's
no. So they instead they had a Guinness and did a world record.
Okay, I see.
So
I'm just wondering if you could get your hands on that hat, do you reckon, Cambo? We could just add a little
add a little bit on top,
something on top, and do it ourselves.
Yeah, that's true.
And then just take it away from them straight away.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do.
All right, Cambo, let's get into it. This first Reddit on Reddit was cross-posted to us by Binky Bink Bonk.
Now, is this the real Binky Bink Bonk? Or is this the impersonator Binky Bink Bonk?
Well, yeah, I think the username came first.
Yeah, okay.
Before the
yes, I believe so.
Person who just wrote in saying they wanted their name. Yeah, it's okay. You do you.
I'm just saying you have to question the Binky Bink Bonks these days.
Yeah. Binky Bink Bonk. But it was originally by Dense Resort 6975. And it was in the subreddit. Hypothetical situation, probably. You acquire a phone with everyone's phone number in it. You wake up with something unfamiliar in your hand, an old Nokia 3310. You then see a note on your stomach. What a weird scenario that is. I'd be freaking out. A note on my stomach? This is my question.
Now,
is it written on a bit of paper on my stomach, or has somebody written on my stomach?
Oh, it's funny. I pictured the note on the stomach on a paper, but you're right. It does leave the door open. I'm just quickly scanning this.
Yep.
There's asterisks after the word everyone's.
Yep. Camber, I was absolutely going to bring this up. And in fact, if you go to, let's just keep reading. So there is an asterisk next to everyone's. And then let's start. It says, user number 7, this phone now belongs to you. Here are the rules you'll need to know. This is the note written on my stomach. Rule number 1, you can literally call anybody asterisks. Real or fiction, you can call them.
Great.
Now, let's just skip ahead. I think some people don't understand what an asterisk is meant to imply.
Yeah. It's normal.
I think they're just like, I think some people think it means that there's caveats, but they don't realize that you're meant to detail what those are at the bottom.
Yeah, to be fair, like that is kind of what an asterisk can mean. But you normally then say,
but then you say what those are
at the bottom. You add the other asterisk, like, by the way, this is the important information, the caveat that you need to consider. Okay, good to know that. Yeah, everyone's and anybody are both asterisks with no explanation of what the asterisk is.
Yeah. Okay. Did you say asterisk or asterix?
I believe I pronounced it wrong just then.
Well, I don't know. I don't know the correct like official, especially because this is what gets me with some words.
Yeah.
Is if it's just a difference between US and UK English, I kind of don't care.
Yeah.
But if I'm making up a new word, then like I want to correct my language.
Yeah. This will be the kind of thing that people will correct us on for sure, which is fine. We don't mind being corrected that way. But just to gather data on another debate, the mythical creature half bull, kind of upright bull man. What do
yes.
you call that?
Minotaur.
Minotaur. Okay. So we had this debate on Cancel Move Report. I say Minotaur. And Eden says
Yeah.
Minotaur.
Oh, that's crazy.
And you actually say kind of a combo of both of us.
Minotaur, yeah. Yeah, I think you're both wrong.
Yeah. Look, I'm not going to debate it.
Anywho, sorry. Getting very delayed on this. Okay, rule number 1, you can literally call anybody, real or fiction, you can call them. Rule 2, the people or things you call cannot harm you in any way, shape, or form. Rule 3, you get 3 phone calls and only those 3. Once you've used the phone call to call 3 times, it will vanish into thin air. Rule 4, the phone will always work no matter where you are. Rule 5, the phone is indestructible so long as there is at least one call you haven't made. Rule 6, it's like most Nokias.
Yeah, I was going to say the 3310, even after the phone calls are made, it is indestructible.
Yeah. Rule 6, if your contact doesn't pick up the call, it doesn't count as a call and therefore does not waste one of your 3 calls. Rule 7, the call to whomever you make is all dependent on your intention. If you make a call to Robin, you can choose between Dick Grayson, to Stephanie Brown, to Robin Hood, or to an actual Robin Bird. Rule 8, you can recall the phone to your hand like Thor's, I would say Mjolnir, but Mjolnir, but they've...
Mjolnir.
It's no, but they haven't written that way.
Yeah, they haven't. Yeah.
So I think it's Mjolnir. That's Thor's lesser known hammer.
Yeah.
It's like that one he uses just like around the house for handy tasks, you know.
Yeah, it's
putting up picture frames and stuff. Rule 9, if you pass away, the phone will vanish into thin air.
Okay.
Oh, good. Oh, I'm so glad that was clarified.
I was worried what would happen to the phone if I passed away.
I thought I had a great loophole that was going to use this. Okay, anyway. User number 7, happy calling. As you finish the note, it burns up in the air. Oh, no, that was on my stomach. Leaving you quite confuzzled as to what you possess now. You collect yourself quickly and wonder, well, who should you call first? Would you call second? Who should you call last? Or should you keep it? Use it as a secret carry-on weapon? I mean, yeah, that's good.
This whole post is fascinating to me. Yeah. And I don't want to say that the Dents from Dents Resort is coming out, but some of the grammatical stuff, like we've already gone over everyone's and anyone's with the asterisks and the no explanation.
Yeah.
But also just the weird 3-dot pause. The people or things you cannot, like, it's just a weird, for no reason, pause.
Yeah.
Like spelt out to be like ... But then the sentence just continues.
I tell you what, Gambo, so as part of, I know I'm getting back into it again, but as part of the Spotify corn thing, somebody linked to me a playlist on Spotify that had just a timeline of like Spotify corn, who started it, where'd they go, and it was like interesting. I thought not interesting enough to I don't know, tell our listeners in detail, but oh boy, the grammar on that one made it really hard to read. I was like, I need to reread this a few times to understand it. But I've heard this thing that, like, in a million years or something, there was kind of defined or estimated time. The English language as we know it today will cease to exist. Much like we don't use a lot of old English words anymore.
We spell jail different now.
Yeah, that's the main one.
Except the old Melbourne jail for some reason.
We still say it the same.
We still say it the same, but like, get that G out of here.
Yeah. But apparently, language evolves so much. So perhaps now that we live in the age of the technological age of computers, and people use shorthand for everything, maybe in the future, in a million years, there will be no grammar.
Yeah, possibly.
Cambo, people just get it.
And you're the youth correspondent, so you see where this stuff is going.
I understand.
Yeah.
Cambo. I
Okay, so who would you use your 3 phone calls on? Because I want to waste them, I think.
Yeah, Sarah Michelle Gellar straight away.
Yeah.
I'll be like, the trick is to keep her on the phone.
Here's what I'm thinking. Here's how I'd waste it to annoy one person. I think I'd be like, call Ben Affleck.
Mm-hmm,
Call Ben Affleck, and he picks up, and I'll be like, hey, is that Casey Affleck? And he'd be like, no, this is Ben Affleck. I'm like, I wanted to talk to Casey Affleck. Is Casey Affleck around? That's the one I want to talk to.
Yeah.
No. And eventually he hangs up on me.
Yeah.
And I just call him again.
Call him back.
Okay. Sorry, I really do need to talk to Casey Affleck. Again, not interested in you, Ben Affleck. I want your younger brother.
Yeah.
He's like, no. Yeah. And then the third time, just to really, really rub it in, be like, this is the number I have for Casey Affleck. He must be there.
Have you taken Casey's phone?
Where is Casey and is he all right?
What have you done with Casey? I'm calling the police. I'm telling them.
My plan falls apart, by the way, if the first call he goes, yeah, he's with me now, and he puts them on.
Yeah. That'd be... Oh, and then you'd be like, okay, bye. Hey, Casey, is your refrigerator ready? That'd be better, actually. If by the third call he's like, "Fine, I'll go get him," and then it's just a prank, just a really classic.
No, I'll be like, "Oh, Casey, thank God it's you. Thank God it's you. Were you in the movie Argo?" And he'd be like, "No, that was Ben Affleck." Oh, Ben's the one I want to talk to. Sorry, can you put him back
on? You've made me think of a sort of loophole.
Yeah.
In a way, I think it would be. I'm not sure what would be the most useful number to have over time, perhaps, because like, surely if you annoyed somebody enough, they'd just change their number. Because these are what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You call up Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
And you say, "Oh, hey, sorry, is this Casey?" No, you know what? Let's not even use Casey because that's he might mean, "Oh, my brother." Anyway, you say like, "Is this Ben?" He's like, "James," and he's like, "Nah." And I'm like, "Oh, sorry. What number is this?" And then like, "What number did I call?"
Yeah.
And then if he recites the number back to you, then you've just permanently got his number.
Yeah, that's quite good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What if he's like, "Well, what number did you call?" And I'll tell you what number's wrong. Can you see the number on the phone?
I'm on a pay phone, so I might have hit a number wrong.
Yeah, you tell me definitely what number I called.
You tell me what number I've called.
Yeah. So because on a 3310, there's a little screen on it, the little like green and black screen. But could you just call him and then look at your phone and write down that number? How does the magic phone work? Or does it just have question marks?
I feel like maybe it doesn't have.
Yeah, so you need them to recite the number.
Yeah, I think so. Because otherwise then I feel like you just have the number all the time.
Yeah.
You know what? I'd play Snake for a while. I miss that old school Snake game on the Nokia phones.
And I'm sure you can get it on our current phones, but it's not the same. I don't want to play it on my new phone.
Yeah. Hey, Kevin, I've written one of the comments here, which I think is funny, but also like it gets a little bit. I'm going to make it a little bit like dark humor-ish.
Okay.
So just pre-warning everyone.
So this is what someone commented on this thread.
Yeah. They said, "My future self, Zero Brutus said, "My future self, get the lottery numbers and a few choice betting options for the day after the lottery, so minimal likelihood of changing things. Maybe a couple of stock tips, but I'd probably want to not count on that too much." Then my wife died in 2009. My wife in 2009. She died in 2017. Call her, tell her to get checked for brain cancer early, see if they can help. Give her past lottery number to set them up. Either way, leave the line open as long as possible and come back to the chat often until something causes it to close. Save the third for something if it comes up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, go on.
Lovely sentiment.
Yes.
Nowhere in the rules does it say that this is a time traveling calling phone. This guy has just made up his own rules to say that I can call myself in the future and also my wife in the past.
Yes.
So, soz about that. I think you've wasted their calls.
So what you're doing is you're dialing your phone number that it will be in the future, but it will just ring in the present.
Yeah, I think it'd be funny if he calls himself and then his other phone rings and he's like, "Oh, good call." And he picks it up.
Hello.
Oh no! Oh no! I wasted one of my calls. Yeah, this one was the most upvoted, and at no point does it say that you can just call somebody.
Here is my immediate thought: is if I get a random phone call and I pick it up, and then on the other end it goes, "Hey, Cambo, it's me from 10 years ago. Quickly, tell me what the lottery numbers are for next week."
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Why would I have that information on hand?
Yeah, that's true. It would be hard to.
Because otherwise, if I'm saying the lottery numbers from last week, I guess.
Yeah.
So
it would just be a bit of an effort to go get it, wouldn't it?
But you'd have to call yourself in the very near future. Otherwise,
I mean, I feel like you could give a date. You know?
Yeah, but if you were to
date,
easily find the lottery numbers, I'm sure I could for the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Other than that, it might be a little bit harder. But otherwise, if I call myself 10 years in the future and get lottery numbers, I'll need the lottery. I'll need to wait for 10 years.
Oh, yeah, that would suck.
So I need to call me next week and be like,
that
what
would be the most painful wait. Be like, guys, trust me, I'm going to be real rich soon. Just need to wait for this one lottery.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to let myself down.
Based on the butterfly effect, Camper, hopefully that doesn't change the results.
But yeah, that's true.
That would really suck. Yeah, that'd be painful waiting time. They said that you could call a fictional character, and to me that seems really stupid.
Oh, no, call a magician and be like, what's the lottery numbers?
Magician.
I would call Domino from the X-Men. She's the one that has the luck is her power.
Oh.
I'm like, Domino, I need you to tell me a bunch of numbers for the lottery.
Cambo, you've done it.
Yeah.
I was searching for the loophole here, and I couldn't find it. And you've been able to write on that. I thought it was stupid. Contact a fictional character.
Nelson, we don't even have to call Domino. We work in tandem. I create a character, a comic book character. He's called Lottery Man. Not only does he tell you the lottery numbers, he'll tell you a few lottery numbers. So you don't just win the lottery once, you win it 4 to 5 times.
Just in case. Yeah, that's good. Lottery
And then
man.
You know what?
Okay.
Nelson, call him 3 times.
I mean, once would definitely be enough.
Yeah.
I would wait until I won the lottery once.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Okay.
when I've blown all the money.
I'm going to create a series of fictional characters for you to call Nelson, and I will solve this guy's quandary. First, I invent Lottery Man. He predicts lottery with 100% accuracy.
Mm-hmm. So even if, so there's no way that, it's not even a seeing into the future thing necessarily. Because I'm saying you want to be butterfly effect free.
Yes, yeah.
So it's no matter what,
his lottery
you get
predictions.
The numbers,
it's
happening.
His lottery predictions are, and this is an important part of the character, paradox free.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm glad.
And then I've also invented part of the superhero team is keep all your family members alive and healthy girl.
Okay.
And you give her a name of your friends and family. And she's like, you know what? They'll live a long, healthy life.
Oh, okay. Yeah. They can just use. This is bleeding it's really tricky, isn't it?
If you said, hey, keep my friends and family healthy and alive girl, here's the Allingham family and some extended family. Here are all their names and pictures. Yeah. And she goes, great. They'll all have long and happy lives. Health. Okay. Yeah. Health will be good.
I guess I was trying to work out if the fiction of that person's world enters our world. Because the lottery thing is just information on our world. But I suppose
that's not for us to solve, Nelson.
Do you know what? If the lines are blurred that much, this is what I'm going to say, Camper. Yeah. If you don't mind, I'd like to pick up the third caller.
Yeah, great.
This character that I've just created is called every power ever conceived or thought about, man.
Okay, yeah, I see where you're
And
going.
guess what one of those powers is, Cambo?
To give that power to you.
To give that power to me.
Yeah. I
So-
understood. Do you want to know what my third power was going to be?
Oh, wait. Sorry. Just before, like, I do.
Yeah.
But I just need to clarify this because I feel like somebody's going to write in and be like, Nelson, you idiot.
Yeah.
You didn't think about this loophole.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. This fictional character is really loyal to me specifically. It's written into his character
Yeah.
that if I called him out and asked for him to transfer his powers, he would.
Yeah.
You know, there's no like virtuous, or like too like super moral.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
nobody should deserve this power. I never use my powers because I'm too powerful. He just gives it to me.
Yeah.
That's part of his character.
Just quick clarifiers here because he has every power ever, right?
Yeah.
And that is paradox free, I'd assume.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, that's
And
written into his
also,
law.
I believe one of the powers is to transcend the fictional world into the real world, which was a concern you had. I
Oh
believe.
my god, that was the concern, Cameron,
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
first place.
So you call them first.
Call them first.
Call them
And then,
first.
do you even need the other
You
two
don't
calls? I
really.
think so.
I just want to close
Do you
the
know
loop.
what? One of the powers is creating as many of those phones as you want.
That's true. We've dismantled this.
Okay.
Just to close the loop, my third superpower is going to be Professor Make Your Penis a little bit bigger.
Not too big, just
Not
like
too big,
enough.
just a bit bigger.
But
your one's better.
Professor, make your penis exactly the size that would be beneficial.
Yeah, like
in
impressively
every way.
large without being like ridiculously so.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's good. I've already got that power there, Cameron. I could just do that.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Cameron, we should move on into Ask Reddit.
Ask Reddit.
This Ask Reddit was cross-posted to us by Just Judging Reddit, but it was originally by Mo Takes YouTube. If someone gave you $500 and said, waste it, what do you buy?
That's a good one. 'Cause I work at the radio station, and they actually have a competition going on that is you need to waste 10K in a day. And I've been listening to some of the callers like write in what they would waste 10K because it needs to be something stupid and frivolous and not useful. And I feel like people don't understand that. Because one guy's like, there's this car I want. I would get this car. I'm like, that's useful.
No,
That's too useful. Like, I understand he's like, I already have a car. I don't need the car. But I'm like, it's still a useful tool to have a second car.
Yeah.
You need to waste it.
That's like, I'll buy as many toothpicks as $10,000 will buy. That's wasting your money.
Or like
Nobody needs that
something
amount of
really
toothpicks.
like flashy that's completely like a luxury watch or something. It's like, oh yeah, you could have done so much with 10K. But the problem even with that
I feel like that's,
is you could sell it. You know,
Yeah,
like-
I mean, you definitely would, wouldn't you?
well, like
Like, if
watches,
this is the
watches
thing,
and art
is this
and
literally
stuff.
it? They're just trying to choose the like stupidest.
Yeah, I don't know enough about. I've only heard little interstitials of it, but yeah, it's like watches and art are both things you can hold on for a few years and sell them when they're out of run and make money. So even that is probably useful.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, $500. I was going to say
$500
is an interesting bracket because it's not crazy money like 10K.
Yeah,
It's like this is achievable waste, but you wouldn't want to do it.
yeah. It's like why am I buying this?
Yeah,
it's like the other. It's the stuff where you're like right now. In fact, I had this yesterday, where I was like, I wanted to buy a board game, but I don't need the board game. I'm not starved for board games.
Yeah.
And I knew we wouldn't be able to play it very soon. I was like, there's just no need for me to buy it right now. You know, like I'm better off buying it at a time where I'm going to use it soon or there's like a purpose for it. So I think that like money like that, I would, well, yeah, in this case, just like going to a board game shop and just be like, no, I'll just buy like $500 worth of board games.
I think the ultimate one is to buy something that is interesting to you, but you don't actually want. Because then you'd get it, you'd be like, no. So, like, for an example here, and to be clear, I do not want what I'm about to say.
Mm-hmm.
but there are these really high-end like hot toy figurines that are super realistic. So they'll be
Right.
like, oh, here's an Iron Man statue or whatever, and it looks just like Robert Downey Jr. They're very expensive.
Right.
And I'm impressed by them. Like when
Yeah.
you look at them, like that's amazing that someone is making this so detailed.
Yeah.
But I
yeah.
don't want it.
You don't.
So that's
you
the kind of
don't
thing I'd be
want-
like, all right, I've got myself a hot toy of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Daredevil. Daredevil was my favorite character. I've got myself a hot toy of Daredevil. And like, oh,
Yeah.
don't actually want this anywhere. It'll go in a cupboard, I guess.
Yeah, I don't really want to display this in my home necessarily.
And I don't know enough about them, but I don't feel like they go out of like run enough that like they will like go up in value or anything.
Yeah, I can't imagine. So, I sort of think, okay, how about this? I reckon like underpants and socks. Because I feel like it's kind of wasteful. Like if you were just like spending $500 in one go
Yeah.
on underpants and socks, it seems kind of wasteful. Like that's
Yeah.
not, you don't really need to do that.
It-
But also I'd sort of appreciate the fact that I don't have to worry about for
Yeah.
like the rest of my life.
See-
I would like, I'd do that like vacuum seal bags.
Yeah.
Just like package them up separately.
My problem with this, Nelson, is I query whether it's a waste because you could get like, you could also be like, give me like decent underwear as well, you know, like not really cheap, thin, whatever. Make
Yeah.
sure they're decent pairs. Give me whatever $500 is. I have two thoughts. One is that it might not be as much as you think. 'cause
Yeah, probably
underwear's
doesn't go
expensive.
as far with like good.
But
undies and
two,
socks.
that's solid to be like, well, I've got a drawer full and now I've got like a secondary drawer, so I won't have to re-buy these for years now.
Yeah, I kind of see it as stuff like though. It's like the idea of waste. I was just imagining more so like you don't need it right now.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
like you're wasting it because there's no
Nelson.
point buying $500 worth of something that is
Nelson.
right now.
Nelson, shut up. I've thought of the answer.
Yeah, you've got it.
There is a cake in LA that is famous
The Tom Cruise cake.
because Tom Cruise gives it to people over Christmas. It's from a bakery in LA. I think the cake itself is about 150, 200 USD. But then I'm also getting it shipped to us, Nelson, for
Okay.
Christmas. I will also pay
From
someone.
Tom Cruise.
I will pay someone to box it up with the note that Tom said, so it seems like we're getting it from Tom. I
Very
reckon I
good.
could get that for $500. What a waste to
Yeah.
have one coconut cake.
It would be gross by the time it got to you, I'm sure as well.
No, I think they could freeze it. I think you could freeze and transport it. A cake.
I reckon you're going to end up paying more than $500 for the shipping and stuff
I'll pay the
Maybe.
additional.
out of your own
Out of my
pocket.
own pocket.
Yeah, but you could do this right now. I feel like you've got enough money in your bank account. Just do it.
Maybe for one of me and Stacey's wedding anniversaries, I'll get her the coconut
Yeah.
cake.
Oh, okay. I've just thought about something else actually.
Great.
Food related.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think this is a good one.
Okay.
Because I also feel like a lot of people have had this sort of dream
Yeah.
once to do this. One of everything from McDonald's.
Oh yes. Okay. We talked about Hamish and Andy earlier at the top of the episode. They have done the challenge of eat the board.
Yeah.
Where they
yeah.
had to try and order one of every item on the board, but also in every size. So it's like a small fries, a medium fries, a
Yeah.
large fries, small Coke, medium Coke, large Coke.
Yeah.
They did not succeed.
That-
But I remember they did.
That's a lot of food.
They did do the tally, and it wasn't as expensive as you'd think.
Yeah.
I don't remember whether it was less or more than 500, but it was like, oh,
What's-
okay.
What's the best place to get one of everything then, do you think? Is there a better outlet perhaps that's more suitable?
I would just say if it doesn't come to 500, go, all right, start the cycle again until we hit 500.
Yeah.
I just want
Yeah.
to know what $500 worth of McDonald's looks like.
I would actually, how about just nuggets? $500
Yeah.
worth of nuggets.
That's
I want to
good.
know how much that's going to give me.
Because normally with nuggets, the more you order, the cheaper the unit price goes down. So by the time you hit $500,
Eventually, they're actually free. That's a loophole that McDonald's
you
holds
walk in
close to the chest.
and you're like,
They're
give me 750 nuggets. And he's like, oh my God, this guy's cracked the code.
Is that it? Oh boy. Oh boy.
Shut it down, boys. He's worked it out.
Yeah. And here. All right, Kevin, we should move on into Today I Advise.
So now it's time for Today I Learned. Let's play the intro to that.
Today I learned.
And also sometimes advice.
This Today I Learned. I've just realized I didn't write down the person's name. Oh well. Today I learned Sean Connery had such a bad time on the set of The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen in 2003 that made him decide to retire from acting and publicly complain about the idiots that make Hollywood films these days.
This fact, can I say, is not the full extent of how funny this is.
I know. I'll get you to explain because you'll do a better job. But I think just preemptively, I'm going to say this looks worse on him, I think.
Yeah.
Than it does the idiots that make Hollywood films these days.
You could argue League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, not a good film. And this makes it look like he went, God, I tried to make a movie. What a terrible movie. They're all idiots. But that's not the whole picture. This paints Sean Connery better than he deserves. Because, so the story goes, though I believe it is confirmed, he was offered the role in 1999 of Gandalf in Lord of the Rings. Mm-hmm. And he read the script and he said, well, this makes no sense to me. I have no idea what's going on. Don't want to do it. So they went to the second choice, which was Ian McKellen. And then obviously that becomes huge cultural touch mark. Ian McKellen is known as Gandalf. Like that is what he is most associated with.
I've heard Ian McKellen sends Sean Connery a cake every year from LA that says, thanks for turning it down.
Which is crazy because Sean Connery's been dead for years and he still sends it.
It goes to his grave.
And then after that, he was offered the role in the Matrix sequels. Some people think it's the Matrix, it's the Matrix sequels. He was offered the role, I think it was of the architect. Mm-hmm. And he said, why this doesn't make a lick of sense to me. I don't know what's going on here. I watched the first one, don't get it. Don't know what's going on. And then 2003, when those movies came out, they were both big hits and they made a lot of money. Granted, they're not as good as the Matrix, but they were like huge hits.
Yeah.
So then the script for the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen comes, which for those that don't know is based on an Alan Moore comic. It's kind of like the Justice League, but instead of the superheroes, they're like characters that are in the public domain. Team up.
Yeah.
And he said, well, this doesn't make a lick of sense. I don't know what's going on. But the last two times I said, no, this doesn't make sense, old Shawnee was wrong. So if I think it's bad, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
The problem is he made The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which is not a good movie.
Yeah.
So the idiots that make Hollywood films these days is just anyone that had a big hit that he didn't get.
I just love the idea that this old man is like, I don't understand movies. And it's not me, it's
But you know what?
Kids that are wrong.
I don't often give credit to Sean Connery because I think he's a bad man.
How about his Russian accent that one time, though? That was really good.
Yeah, look, if you're hiring Sean Connery, you're getting what you're getting. You don't hire Sean Connery to be like, well, I didn't expect a Scotsman. So
yeah, but you might be like, he's a good actor. I suspect he can do an accent.
No, I think by that point he had played enough characters to be like, oh, he's not doing a different voice. But I would say credit to him for being like, you know what? I don't get movies anymore, so I'm just going to stop.
Yeah, which is fine, but if you blame the other people, it doesn't look as nicely.
He did actually have one other role after this, which is little talked about because it was like a really low budget Scottish animated film about golf. And that's his last credit technically is that. And I think he re-recorded a few pickup lines for a James Bond video game and like licensed his likeness.
Pickup lines, okay.
Yeah, and that's how I think he went out is with a weird Scottish low budget animated movie and some video game pickup lines.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. But these idiots that are running Hollywood, who knows?
What are they doing? I mean, you know what? I did make fun of him, but that's not necessarily wrong either.
Oh, and also, again,
there are a lot of idiots making Hollywood films these days.
To be fair to Sean, the guy that made The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, him and Sean Connery had fights all the time on the set. And this film was such a big flop, that director has not actually ever made another film after it. So
yeah,
he could have been an idiot, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. he was probably like, "Oh, all the actors in Hollywood these days are idiots."
Yeah, which also not true.
Also,
Oh no, sorry, not wrong.
not wrong. Yeah. Okay, Cambo. I think we should move on into shower thoughts.
Shower thoughts, 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 shower thoughts, 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 shower thoughts, 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 shower thoughts, thoughts, thoughts.
I've just realized that the other week we got called out by Amanda, who said that we had spoken about a couple of topics before. And I'm like pretty positive we've spoken about the Sean Connery thing again.
Yes, I feel like I've said it like not only on this podcast, but just on other podcasts in general.
It's just an interesting fact to learn about, I think.
Yeah.
And
Also,
every now and again, we just like to remind people of it.
Yeah.
Also, Camber, you have to remember the Gooners that have just recently joined
That's true.
us.
That's true. And I always like to point out when I can to watch Sean Connery's 60 Minutes interview where he talks about his view on women. It's very interesting.
Yeah, he loves and respects all of them, I think.
Something like that.
This shower thought was cross-posted was by Gone Fish Caking, but it was originally by Jellyfish Time 3942. People treat phone chargers at friends' houses like they're on loan from a museum exhibit. You never just borrow it casually. You're holding it with two hands, promising you'll return it, explaining your battery percentages like it's evidence in court.
This is so true. This is so true. The other thing that I find is the disappointment. Like you and I, we run different phones, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And when you're at someone's house, you're like, oh, my phone's about to die. Do you have a charger? And then, but they do, but they don't have your charger.
Yeah,
and
so
part of
annoying.
you is like, come on. Even though I know you don't have my type of phone, I'm like, come on, man.
There's got to be one.
Yeah. You clearly have one. Where is it?
Yeah. It's funny. My boss was complaining to me the other day. She was like, "Oh, I got a, new iPhone the other day," and they said, "Oh, do you have a charger?" And I said, "Yeah, I've got a charger." And then I went home, but it was a different charger.
Yeah,
They changed
yeah.
it back. I'm so annoyed. And I was like, "Do you know why it's a new charger now?" It's like
Yeah.
because people were so annoyed at Apple doing this. in
Well,
particular.
specifically, that's a thanks to the European Union.
Exactly.
They ruled it that in Europe it had to be so, which is I have no desire to really ever update my phone. I'll update when my phone dies, but the one thing I am looking forward to is to being a USB charger because I'm on the last model I believe that didn't have it.
Yeah,
Which is so annoying.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah.
So now I feel like that hopefully should become less common where you don't have the charger event. And now there's a lot of wireless charging too. So
Yes,
it's like there isn't even a plug necessarily.
But it's so
Although
true
I've
that
never found a good wireless charger. No, never as good as just plugging it in.
What's your policy on how many charging cables you need? Do you
How about I just tell you how many I've currently got?
Well, I just want to know your mentality between do you have a cable that you take with you everywhere or do you have enough cables that they are spread around?
I only ever really use one cable that's plugged into my bedside stand. And very, very rarely will I use one that's on our kitchen counter.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, you have to remember, which I feel like is an important thing, I don't use social media, so my battery life on my phone
it's quite
lasts
good.
days. I think it's funny when I see people now with battery
packs,
chargers, battery packs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that are like coming out or like seeing, out at places where it's like a charging station. I was like, I never have that problem. I'm never using my phone that much.
It's funny that you say that. I am a social media user, but I take one traveling with me. I take a little battery pack.
Yeah.
But the reason I do that is because nothing drains your battery quicker than a camera. And I do like to film, as you all know, having traveled with me now. So I'm a big filmer when I'm traveling. And that will drain your battery.
Yeah.
So that's the only time I use them is when I'm traveling. But I have a charger in my bag for work. I have a charger in my office here, and I've got one on my bedside table. I'm like, if you're going to be somewhere constantly, just have one there, rather than to be like, oh, where's my charger? And I think the people that treat them like the museum exhibits are like, oh, I think this is your charger. So
Yeah.
if this gets misplaced somewhere, you are without a charger.
Right.
Whereas if someone
yeah, that's true.
in my house, I'd be like, oh yeah, there's one over there, there's one over there. Like kind of whatever, you know.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I only use the one, but now that they are so much more common, they're used for so many devices, the
Yeah,
same USB-C one, that I'm like, oh, there'll be like a device around here. Like the PlayStation, for example, uses
Yeah.
that cable. So I'm like, oh, if you
The-
really
the-
needed to, like, plug it in the PlayStation.
Yeah, the deck that runs this whole podcast runs
Yeah.
on USB-C. I could unplug it and plug it into my phone if I needed to.
That might be the most positive thing that technology has unionized on
Yeah.
in the recent history
Yeah.
is we've decided let's just try and make everything one cable. That was the best decision we made. That's as close to world peace as we're gonna get.
It's so funny because I think that most people are up to date with it. And then you get the odd little like blank thing. So at my work, you plug into the monitors via USB-C.
Mm-hmm.
And this girl came and she's like, I cannot find my charger anywhere. Do you have a charger for my laptop? Because the MacBooks, they come with a little MagSafe charger, which is a faster charger. And I said, oh, no, I never bring my charger in. She goes, oh, like, does your laptop, will it last throughout the day if you're working on it the whole time? I'm like, well, no, the USB-C will charge it.
Yeah.
And I realized that for years, she had been bringing in her charger
Yeah.
and plugging her phone in and then also plugging in the USB-C for her screen,
Yeah. So
not
annoying.
realizing that one of them was just not necessary.
We've advanced too fast.
Yeah.
Perhaps. Yeah. Anyway, here's another one. Why can't I see where? Oh, there we go. Now let's move on.
Okay. Into?
To Podnapping.
Oh my God, I'm being podnapped.
This is Podnapping, where we nap a pod. We take a topic of conversation or a segment for another thing and we do it ourselves. Hey, Cambo, you know how we probably a couple of years ago now we invented the forgo and the skip?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm using my skip.
Oh, okay. So you've fully skipped. Now,
Yeah.
how many did we say? Was it 2 you get a year?
Yeah.
But I remember even then we were smart enough to know that like, oh, we can't have infinite of these because we will
We
keep
knew
skipping.
that we couldn't have infinite.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I think at the very least I haven't used one for a really long time.
Here's the thing, Nelson. Wouldn't remember if you have. This
That's
could be
the-
your
that's
third
the
for all
best
I
part
know.
about it. Really, the rule is you can use a skip so long as neither of us have remembered the last time
Yeah.
that we used one.
If I can confidently call bullshit and prove that it's a third skip,
Yeah.
you have to make up a podnapping on the spot and
Yeah.
do the
Yeah.
next week's as well.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, so then you don't because if it's just you have to do a podnapping, well, that's what you had to do anyway. But there should
Yeah.
be the incentive to be like, oh, don't get caught because then you have to do another podnapping.
you got to do another one. Yeah. Okay.
I
fair
do
enough.
not have the evidence to prosecute you, nor do I suspect this is more than a second skip for you this year.
I reckon it's been over a year
I think so.
since I've used,
Which
since I've
means-
used a skip.
Who knows what's going to happen next week, Nelson?
Who
knows?
There's another skip coming up. But let's do an AMA, considering we're not doing that.
Okay, let's get into the AMA.
You got the questions. We have the answers. So ask us anything at all.
This is the Ask Me Anything, where listeners of the show, just like you, listener, can write into us. Can do write into us. Come on.
I'm going to start here with a blast from the past, Nelson, because
Yeah.
this is from cousin Rowan, who we've not
Ah.
heard from for a long time.
What?
He says,
Yeah.
gentlemen, and it's been so long that perhaps gentlemen was always his, how he addressed us.
Yeah.
But he maybe wrote in before it became known that everyone just called us cunts.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know. I can't remember.
He says, gentlemen, after a horrible night with poor sleep, I was driving home thinking what I could listen to as a pick-me-up. Turns out Reddit on Reddit is the comfort food of podcasts. So here I am, having learned I'm now in negative point territory, but presumably still well ahead of some other supposed fans. AMA, my newlywed cousin and his wife are visiting later this month for a weekend. What sort of things should I do with them? And how much responsibility should I expect them to have in the planning? Cheers, Cousin Rowan.
Well, Canberra, if you ask me,
Yeah.
I think good weekend activity, something that a host should usually do is provide, I guess you could say, like, audio only sort of little games or trivia things that person could use should they be on a podcast.
Yeah.
And
how many?
like
6 to
you
7?
should like really, it's like you should prepare them.
Yeah.
And then you should go through like how to do them.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like you shouldn't get your guests to have to do any of the work.
Yeah. Also, that's good. That's rock solid. But also each night of the weekend, a very expensive dinner on you.
Oh yeah, it would be rude otherwise.
It would be quite
But
rude.
also only...
We don't know who this cousin is, by the way. This could be anyone that's coming to visit.
Could be anyone.
Yeah.
Also, Canberra, I need to shore up some loopholes here.
Okay.
Because what if Cousin Rowan comes over to me and then I'm expected to do the expensive bits?
That's interesting. That's
just to clarify, Cousin Rowan, only if they have recently gotten married in the past 12 months.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I think that's a great rule. That is,
but it only gets me one time, doesn't it? Like I should also exploit.
They just can't have been married for longer than how long, Nelson? Would you estimate they can't have been married longer than
10 years?
Yeah, let's say 10 years. It's a risk because you might get one. You might get one out of you, but you're going to get 10 out of him.
Yeah, that's
again.
good.
We don't know who this cousin is. Just to be clear,
I should visit Rowan more often now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just also want to point out. Oh, that's interesting. You are newlywed. No, now that I think about it, because at your wedding, cousin Rowan actually met my wife Stacey, I believe, for the first time ever.
Right.
And I think, obviously, Stacey very excited to meet new people. Great, what a new friend. But then he started being like, Stacey, let me tell you, Reddit on Reddit is such a great podcast. And I think she was like, oh, boy. Here we go. This is not what I need at this wedding.
Yeah. It's like it's the bane of my relationship with my husband that I have to suffer through. And now it's outside of hours, so to speak, and she's getting harassed by it. Yeah. Yeah, that's a pain. What do you do? Let's imagine this scenario just more broadly.
Yeah.
I struggle when people are visiting, particularly from interstate, and they're like, "Hey, any ideas? What should I do?" I really struggle with that. To be like, well, we can kind of just do anything. I don't know.
Yeah. It's that classic thing of like you don't see the value in where you live until someone visits.
Yeah.
And you see them do stuff and you're like, what's that?
Yeah.
Where's that? Where'd you go? That looks cool.
Yeah. I think maybe that's like the best advice, I think, genuinely, is just kind of like, what would you do if you had a free weekend? Do you just wanted to have a bit of fun?
Yeah.
Because obviously there's like the traditional touristy stuff that maybe you wouldn't do.
Yeah.
But and I feel like I don't need to do that stuff, especially because Rowan lives in Canberra. Just going back to the specifics here, Rowan lives in Canberra, and like, it's a boring state.
It's our
Traditionally.
it's our political state. Yeah, it's where a lot of the government.
It's where the politicians are.
Yeah.
It's where the prostitutes are.
Yeah,
That's
that is
just
true.
Factually correct.
The fireworks and the pornography and the prostitutes and the politicians. Oh, hang on. Politicians and prostitutes. I'm sure there's nothing there.
Yeah, probably. just coinky dink,
Yeah.
as they say. Anyway, thanks for writing, Rowan. Really looking forward to this super expensive dinner
And all the Podnapping ideas.
and all the Podnapping ideas.
We're not even
Podnapping ideas. Oh, I didn't even
we're
think
not
about.
even pretending to.
Yeah, that it sort of actually it could technically translate to Podnapping. so I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
didn't-
That's not what you want them for.
No, I wasn't
You-
thinking
you
about
just
that
want
at all.
some fun games to play, but they must be audio first.
Yeah. Mm.
But yeah, guess you could repurpose them, couldn't you? That's interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for writing in. If you'd like to write into us, you can do so. Reddit podcast, READIT podcast at gmail.com.
Yep.
You can also reach us at our subreddit or the Discord. The link is in the show notes.
Or
you know what? Sometimes Spotify comments.
yeah, just get in this. You know what? If you're a genuine listener of this show and have been for some time, jump
Yeah.
and try and join the Spotify comments. See what's going on.
You can pick up some interesting goss.
Yeah, but like I would love for someone to be like, "Hey guys, loving the conversation here, but can we talk more about Cambo and Nelson?" and try and steer it back toward the podcast.
Actually, I feel like just let him
let
go.
him have him.
That's fine. But if you do want to go, okay, here's my suggestion for you. If you go to, hold on, now I need to see. If you go to the Spotify Corner episode and then you click on Beatrice's profile,
Yeah.
and then there's a playlist called For Reddit on Reddit, and then you click into that one, you can get the history, an extended history with terrible grammar about Spotify Corn and who did what and all that. Anyway, that's it. So thanks for listening, and we will read